Okay, should be able to hear things now. Turning off the title card. Turn on the and booting up the screen. Hello, folks. We are back another day here again with my lovely pristine suits. We are back at the suits headquarters, and we're gonna be getting into the game here shortly. I'm going to go around the horn really quickly and introduce my lovely players and anything they wish to say or mention about themselves. Hi, Silky Moth. Hi. Thank you for being in chat. Welcome back to the Roll20 tutorial. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying my best. I walk through all the things, and then I do the things, and I don't have Overseer set up yet. So I got to do that at some point. But yeah, we're going to go around the horn, and I think we'll start off. I'd like to go across the display screen here. So we're going to start off today with Ray.
Howdy! I'm Ray, also known as Key Ink and Calligraphy Ink on various platforms, and I will be playing Lucky Aurora, also known as Aurora. And I'm the star.
Playing the star. Lovely. Thank you for being here. Aqua, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Aqua, also known as Aqua Sylph in certain circles. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, I am playing the outsider, known as Cosmic Rain, or just Rain for short.
And we are thankful that you're here. Next is a good friend of mine, and will be shown and featured on more streams in the future, a good friend Ross.
Hello, I'm Ross. I'm currently just a guy, and I'll be playing Robert Bobbert, aka Mr. Fix-It, the Bull playbook, I believe.
Bull playbook, yeah. And we are thankful that you are here. Continuing on, we're going to touch on and mention my good friend Gaius.
Hi, I'm Gaius. If you look for me anywhere, it'll be under the username Gaius Ghostpaws. And today I will be playing the character known as Wave Index, or Wave for short. They are the Scion playbook.
And I appreciate you being here as well. Lastly, and certainly not leastly, my very good friend, Connor McKinley, Distortion Devil.
That's me. I am Connor McKinley, Distortion Devil. You can find me basically everywhere at Distortion Devil. And if you can't find me there, then you can probably find me on Devils and Dice Rolls.
Yee! Very, very cool stuff.
I am playing Noah Butler, also known as Wink, and he is the Nova.
And as our hero, as our players have now assembled, and our heroes in game are doing the same, that is where we are going to pick up with today's session. I am going to do something a little bit different than I normally do. I am normally the one who does the recaps, but something I wanted to do with this system specifically and moving forward with it is I want to offer something. This is not a requirement. This is an option that one of you is willing to or is welcome to take if you wish it. But to anyone who wishes, I offer a potential if someone would like to do a recap. I think it is helpful because I know this game can sometimes lend itself to some people because of like how roles work, and that being a large way for people to get potential. The way I like to, or the reason why I want to implement this is I want to give people who potentially roll higher and have not been getting as much potential to catch up. So, to make this a little bit easier, Aqua, Connor, why don't we go down the list and Gaius, Ray, Ross, let's find out what the amount of potential we all have is.
I have 4 potential.
You have 4 potential.
I have rolled very badly.
Yep. Connor, what about you?
Let me crack this open. Oh, here we go. I need to close all the rest of these.
Yep, very invalid.
I have 2 potential.
2 potential. Gaius, what about you?
Somehow I only have 1.
Somehow only have 1? Yeah, it happens. Ray,
Also have 1.
also have 1. And Ross,
Oh, you know your boy. 3.
3 potential. All right, so Gaius and Ray, I offer a potential to either or both of you if you'd like to tag team the intro.
What do you think, Ray? We got this?
Maybe. You have a fuzzy brain and I
Then
might
surely
not
we
remember
have one
everything.
working brain.
Between the two of you.
2 brains combined.
All right. I'll start us then. I'll start us. Do you want recap in full or recap from last time?
Recap from last time is fine.
Okay. So, in the aftermath of the attack of 2 villains who appeared to be Magnitude and Ricochet, but working together, all of our motley crew here went their own ways, returning to their places, and were kind of gathering in little groups. We had Lucky Aurora and Cosmic Rain meeting after an interaction they had during the conflict, and Mr. Fix-It, Wave, and Wink had all moved over towards the Suit housing complex.
Let's see. If I remember correctly as well, Wink went to see someone at the labs about getting potentially a device that will help with their abilities, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Let's see, and also Lucky Aurora got to visit and see Rain by the lake and discuss a few things, including how they met the original hero that passed. Got
And
to connect
then-
on some level.
Yeah. And then Mr. Fix-It went to go see his son and had sort of a semi, I would say, heated encounter due to some social misunderstanding going on. And Wave was alone at the apartment, kind of stewing in what had happened the rest of that day. And then brought Mr. Fix-It in when he came back a little drunk.
And as all of our various heroes rested from the very eventful last 24 hours, they all awoke, got whatever equipment they needed, potentially a little late in some cases, and have made their way to the Suits HQ to meet with their new handler. And before we
With
do that,
boba in hand.
Yep, exactly. Before we do that, there are a couple things that I need to do. See, I had forgotten to do after session. One of the things that happens in Apocalypse systems is you're supposed to do after session XP. It's a way to wrap up the session, have everyone kind of talk about what happened during the session, and is also one of the main mechanics for experience and moving forward. So in narrative games like this, it does make a lot of sense to do, and it was my bad that it had not happened the last couple times. So as a result, I have a few gifts for you all. One, everyone gets 1 potential across the board. In addition to Gaius and Ray, you both get an additional potential for starting us with the session, but 1 potential to all of you across the board for me forgetting the last few times. So that is just the one major thing. The other thing is, or the next gift I have for you is on your character sheet. Either the one that you're using as a reference or on your main one, there will be a thing called a fated moment, or a moment of truth is the term I believe it's used in Masks. because this is specifically a limited series with the intention of it being not too long, I want all of you to unlock your moment of truth so that when you feel it is appropriate during this limited series to touch on that moment and to have that moment, I want you to have access to it, and I don't want you to lock your progression behind needing to pick that for the shorter game that we're running here. So all of you unlock your moment of truth as well. So one potential, your moment of truth, and then the last thing we have to do is actually go through the round of post-session questions for each of you to showcase what it's like. And we will do this again at the end of session, but this is to arbitrate us missing it for the last 3 times, literally. So we'll start off with end of session questions. So I'm going to go down, or not going to go down the Discord call. I'm going to go across the across our screen here. And Ray, over the course of the last few sessions, have you felt you've grown closer to the team, grown into your own image of yourself, or grown away from the team?
I think Aurora feels that they have grown closer to the team, especially by meeting Rain and getting to briefly see the teamwork between each other during the whole scuffle at the service.
At the memorial, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, one of the things that you have to do is after choosing one of them, you have to explain who made you feel welcome and then give influence to the character. So you already did that. Rain, feel free to take influence over Aurora. And you mark that down in your influence section. I have influence over blank. As you have influence over Aurora, and it is because of that sort of connection that you two have built. Influence isn't always a bad thing. It can be used to benefit each other, and it can be used to engage the story in certain ways. So after you do that, you get to either clear condition or mark potential, Aurora. So as you pick that, Rain, did you... you take your time to pick that. It's up to you. You can clear condition or mark potential. Rain, did you grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
I think barely grow closer because my interaction with Aurora. But I don't quite feel like I've made too much progress as of yet. Because I've still yet to really interact much with the rest of the group.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. So I think you two have influence over each other. So Aurora, feel free to take influence over Rain. And specifically, because it was kind of flip-flopping a little bit, is it closer to the team or is it into your own image of yourself? I feel like it's close to the team, but I want to make sure I understood you correctly.
Honestly, as the outsider, I'm still trying to figure out where I fit in with some of these. But I'll say we can leave it as growing closer. Yeah. You can grow into own image if you prefer. Like, if you feel like that makes more sense, that's fine. Oh, true. Actually, now that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
I think maybe just growing more into myself because I'm trying to figure out where I belong.
Growing into your own image of yourself, you get to shift one label up and another label down. So adjust your labels a little bit.
Let's see. Wait, up and down. How? What?
So when you look at your character sheet, there will be the equivalent to ability scores here. For you, let me pull up my Pristine suits. So you can shift them. Shifting labels means moving them up or down. So you get to move one label up, one label down. They're the ones on the left here. Danger, freak, savior, superior, mundane.
Oh, sorry. All right. So one up, one down, you said?
And it's up to you how you wish to do that, but that is functionally what happens there. Okay. Mr. Fix-It. Kind of cooking a little bit.
Yeah.
Closer to the team, further from the team, image of yourself.
Definitely closer to the team. Trying to
All
take like 2 new youngins under his belt.
Who made you feel welcome? Was it the 2 new youngins?
For sure.
Do you want to give influence to both of them or just one of them?
Yeah. Both of them.
Okay. So Wink and Wave, you both have influence over. You can just mark this if you already have it. It's wash, but it's still important to note. But you have influence over Mr. Fix-It. Mr. Fix-It. You also get to clear condition or mark potential.
I don't have any conditions, so I guess I'll mark potential.
Yeah. Wave, what about you?
Definitely feel closer to the team. I have a house now and a roommate and a guy who got them both for me. So,
all right. Then what about you as far as who made you feel welcome? I think you kind of touched on it there. Who do you want to give influence to?
Mr. Fix-It.
Mr. Fix-It. All right, and then clear condition or mark potential.
Okay.
And lastly, but certainly not leastly, Wink.
That's me.
Closer to the team, own image of yourself away from the team.
I think his image of himself is beginning to change mostly.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
The most.
So you explain. I want you to explain how you see yourself in that case, and then move one label up and down.
Noah, when he first received his powers, was like, "Oh, my power is sleep. That sucks." And then his opinion quickly evolved when he's like, "Oh, my power is to make other people sleep suddenly? Oh, that's a detriment to society." And now that he's like, he's got access to all of this technology and all these people that are willing and able, frankly, to help him, has really sort of opened his eyes, and he's like, "Oh, maybe I can actually make something of myself."
Yeah. So there's a little bit of self-belief that's happening.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It's scary. He is still afraid, but No, I would say his image of himself is certainly changing.
Well, that makes perfect sense. So you feel free to shift a label up and another down. So do a single shift of labels as you see fit. And thank you. We're supposed to do it's a little bit longer this time because we're supposed to do that kind of swiftly at the end of every session. But I had to wrap up from the last couple ones, so that was my bad. I thank you all for bearing with me, as that's part of the progression of this game. All right. Well, with a recap, with our characters now actually leveled proper. If you fill up on your potential, by the way, which I think Aqua, you might have, you get to pick a new move, aka level up, and then that is the equivalent of leveling up in this game.
Heck yeah! I also got to 5.
Heck yeah! So the two of you are going to go to your character sheet, and you're going to pick a new move from that, or one. It's not actually a new move automatically; it's one of the advancements. Let me really quickly pull it up because I have so I can show that off as well. So for y'all, I'm gonna grab this one really quickly. So for the advancement. So when you fill your potential check, you advance, and then each class has a list that you choose from as you level up. So you get to pick one of those. All of you have unlocked Moment of Truth as an advancement, as just like passive as being part of the game so far. So just, that is not something you have to worry about leveling up with. All of you get that. Feel free to add that to your character sheet from your reference page. But for those of you that level up, take an advancement. But as with our characters actually properly leveled and advanced, with all of them arriving at the Suits HQ meeting room, I think you all are sitting around a table vaguely in whatever position, style, outfit that you feel is appropriate for your character. At the moment, I don't think anyone besides kind of Mr. Fix-It has like an official hero uniform. And honestly, this is actually going to be kind of where we get to describe those for the first time for y'all. As the person walking into this room, this character is going to be your handler. We kind of had a few different ideas about the way that they sort of would be, and and kind of made the character together as a kind of tall, sort of slender, elongated looking, and I will literally say humanoid, as there are aspects of like their facial features and body shape, and when you see them flipping through the notebook, each of their hands seems to only have 3 fingers on it. And Rain, you actually recognize this as a type of alien, not like but like another one of the aliens in the Galactic Union that you're a part of. And this is how I have taken the suggestions that were given this time. As this character kind of looks around, they seem very professional. They're in a suit. They have a little pocket square, as I described, with like smiling watermelons on them. They seem to flip through a couple pages and then kind of look you all up and down. And their eyes would stop on Rain, and it would kind of, oh, another traveler to the Earth, I see. And they do a greeting from their home planet, and they begin speaking to you in galactic, the like galactic common language that is used for diplomatic relations. And so I think all of you just hear suddenly this strange looking individual with just like that very simple classic sort of Robin style mask on, and then otherwise just a suit, look at Rain and then just start speaking in an alien language. But for you, Rain, it would be like, oh, hey, how did you make your way there? I did not know there were any of your species stationed on the planet. Are you here for diplomatic? Like, full on just starts engaging you without that.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, no. I'm here actually to survey the planet regarding its, it anthropological, I think is what they call it here, but pursuits.
How do the rest of y'all respond to this individual sort of immediately striking up a conversation with Aurora? And there's supposed to be, your handler as far as y'all are aware. Or yeah. Sorry, yeah, Rain, not Aurora.
I'm sorry.
No. So many names. It's not your fault. It's my fault. Not the first nor the last time I will mix up hero names. But I am trying my best. But yeah, how do you all respond to this alien just immediately sort of striking up conversation with Rain? Is there like any little asides or anything, or is it just kind of like confusion around? And as I've said before, this game is very much a conversation. So like it doesn't always have to be hard framed, and like you don't always have to roleplay. You can roleplay if you wish, but you can also just describe how your character responds and reacts to things.
I mean, Wave is genuinely confused, so they kind of scratch their head and watch this thing happen.
I assume aliens are... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I assume Aurora understands some of this stuff. I don't know if they've ever had aliens at their concerts or anything like that. But I'm assuming because of like the audience of like, let's see, I reach a much wider audience. I'm assuming Aurora might have fans outside of the
Oh,
planet.
that's so yeah, because that is one of the tags you took for Aurora, right?
Yeah.
So I do love that idea. Is like unintentionally, perhaps you've been accidentally streaming like galactically. And I do think, like, as this person's kind of talking to you, Rain, they kind of pause and their jaw goes a little bit wide, and they sort of look over towards Aurora, and to you again, Rain, in Galactic, they sort of give a, is that the human performer Aurora? Seem like very taken aback at you, Rain, like sort of like getting confirmation from you before like making their way up to Aurora and just I'm such a fan. I'm such a fan. Your music is
Oh,
played all throughout the galaxy. It's really a pleasure to meet you.
pleasure to meet you as well. Coffee? And Aurora
Oh,
holds up the tray of snacks and coffee.
what is the sweetest looking thing there?
The sweetest looking thing there is probably one of the drinks, which is like a boba coffee of some sort. That's just like has whipped cream and sprinkles on it and shit.
Oh, I
It's
love
like,
sprinkle. And they grab the cup and they just don't mind if I do. They make their way up to the front of the room and just give sort of like a couple platitudes. Apologies. I'm new here as well. I've been kind of assigned to you all because of the way that well Thuth works, and I'm going to be your handler. I've been actually assigned to us because I've been it's kind of almost a reverse training situation. And they look over towards you, Mr. Fix-It. This is supposed to be kind of a joint exercise where I'm new in handling and you're getting new to field work with heroes again. So the two of us are going to be helping each other in our respective positions, as I'll be training you in how to do field handling. And will, as you're the only hero here who has any sort of reputation currently with Suits and has any sort of background and rapport with us with previous work. Again, I'm rather new here. I'm really just reading off of what information I've been given, but because you have an actual rapport with the organization, you're going to be acting as the team leader for the time being. Does that work for you?
As long as these youngins willing to listen, I don't mind helping out.
Well, I'm going to be very much an observer in the field with you all. I will be going with you, but allow me to show you what it is I can do. I go by the hero named Mask, by the way, Mask, M-A-S-K. So if you wish to refer to me as that while we're in the field, that is perfectly fine. I will show you what I can do. And they walk up to like the back of the room, and their form sort of just like flickers for a moment, and they very much just chameleon into the wall. You can kind of vaguely make out like a three-dimensional shape in the air, but it is very much like the Halo invisibility where there's the warping effect around it, but they are completely see-through as far as actually visually looking at them goes. And as they come out of their sort of chameleoning, I'm not able to do much else. I'm not able to easily replicate others, but I can communicate and stay hidden in an area. I can change my skin tone and the skin tone of the special design material I'm wearing. So feel free to take advantage of my skills if you need my help while we're in the field. But I will be maintaining a position as a observer during your trial period here with Suits. You all will be working as a new hero situation. So there is a trial basis. You all will be officially recognized by Suits, but until we finish your trial, you won't be considered an official field team. And now we get to our first assignment for the group of you. But before we do that, are there any questions that any of you would have for me?
Does anyone else want snacks and coffee?
Having already finished the like large sweet coffee that you get. Oh, I'll have another one if that's okay.
Do we have any more
I
of those
probably
mochi donuts?
shouldn't have any coffee.
Wave shuffles up anxiously. I didn't eat. There was no time.
But you gotta
Aurora
eat.
smiles and holds out the box.
Takes one.
Rain grabs
And
another donut.
this lady, this tiny little woman who is floating a few inches off the ground, is just beaming and smiling and like seems like a morning person in like the most rainbow sense.
Mask, the hero who's been introduced as your handler, kind of is looking around a little expectantly. Does anyone have any questions? Is there any more hard framing, aka like scene work, anyone wants to do here? Then
I'd probably just
go ahead.
continue talking to the handler and ask him, like, "Oh, so how long have you been here?"
Yeah, and the two of you definitely have that sort of back and forth. It's like, well,
Yeah, exchange pleasantries
I've
and
been on
stuff.
Earth for a little bit, and the two of you kind of go back and forth, kind of ping pong. I do like the idea that even though you learn a lot more about the handler, the rest of everyone doesn't, and like as the audience, most people don't actually get more information because it's the two of you just kind of talking back and forth. So I do like the kind of bit of Rain knowing a lot more about the handler than anyone else, just because you're both aliens.
Yeah.
And kind of have that sort of rapport between the two of you. Any other questions or like moments anyone wants to have in here?
Wave also grabs a coffee, but they're very much not paying attention to what flavor they grab. So
yeah, it's up to you how you want that to go. If you grab like a bitter dark coffee and or if you're just like,
They
They
did
grab
bring
one.
regular coffee as well as like all of this, like a rainbow of flavor, like boba tea, boba coffees. I was just like sugary coffee. So, and then
We're just
mochi
gonna
donuts.
just wander up and pick the darkest cup of coffee, take a sip, perfect, and just go back to the seat. Thank you.
No problem. I will keep that in mind.
well, now all of you are going to get to the most important aspect of this, as we've kind of gotten through our introductory questions. We're going to go around the horn and introduce ourselves and our powers, and as much as everyone feels comfortable, so that we can work well together. And I assume, for the sake of moving things forward, that all of you kind of go around and explain, this is who I am, these are my powers, this is what I can kind of do. Is there I think the more interesting thing here, is there anything that any of you leave out? Or is there anything that any of you embellish or add or otherwise sort of interact with in an interesting way, other than just explaining what it is that you can do and who you are?
I'll let others go first.
Wave, considering the nature of who they are, kind of has trouble trying to describe what they can do without giving too much away. So it's more the thing when it comes around their turn to describe what they can do, they sort of the best they can do is sort of they try to just be like, I can make cracks in the ground and walls and stuff and shoot waves. That's what I can do.
I kind of want to open that, because that is what I like to call it ripe for a move. So it's not something that has to have anything. No one has to do anything here, but it is that is a moment that is absolutely ripe for a move. So anyone who would like is welcome to pierce the mask on Wave here. So if anyone is either being suspicious or would find the way that he's phrasing it odd or notices something. If you are in some, it's kind of like the version of insight in this game, but if you want your character to have a moment or like notice something in reference to that character, you're welcome to roll Pierce the Mask. It's plus mundane.
Okay.
You don't have to, no one has to, but it is an option for you.
Nope. They're just happy to be there and drinking their boba.
Okay, so here's what happens on a miss is you mark a potential, because stuff still happens on a miss. Misses are made to make things narratively interesting, right?
Yeah.
For you in this case, yeah, because I'm supposed to in this case because of a failure I'm supposed to take a move. Some of the things that, yeah, I'm kind of looking at the ones that are specific to the characters, because when it's a failure on a less tense moment, I think it is more interesting to make it a character reaction and a character move in response. I think I'm gonna have, yeah. Play to your drives, draw attention to their announcement. Got it. So for you, Aurora, and this is where I'll kind of ask, I have a few suggestions or things I can take this. But what do you think distracts you here? What do you think catches Aurora's attention that takes away from that? Do you think something interrupts the scene? Do you think something distracts from Wave? Do you get in your own head about something? Does an external thing sort of take the scene elsewhere? Do you have any ideas about what you feel would happen there?
I think what might have happened is I think they are too distracted with the trying to absorb everything in their environment and scan everyone, that they are doing it too quickly and not as thoroughly. Like basically
Okay,
they're
yeah.
giving like they're looking everyone over and like trying to get a vibe of the
So
whole
is this-
team, but because of that they're looking too broad and not.
Yeah, I was going to say,
focusing
is this
in.
sort of like an inadequacy that you kind of have, is almost like when the larger the group of people, the less you pay attention to individuals and that kind of thing? It's because you're used to crowd work and that kind of thing. Is, the more of a group situation it is, the more you just kind of look at them as a group. Is that kind of what's happening here? Or is it more that you are
Maybe.
trying so hard to focus on various things that you're not picking up on subtlety?
I think they are excited to be there. I think they are.
You're excited? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
They are stimulated. Like
Yeah.
trying to take in everything.
No, that
kind of
makes a lot of
stimulation.
sense. That makes a lot of sense. So there's probably a bunch of little things. I like to imagine is that even as you're sort of getting the kind of idea, and you understand, I don't think anyone misses anything. All of you understand what each other's powers and can go by each other's names and refer to each other now. I think that several times during this, different people will kind of pop into the room and like come up to you and be like, hey, I love your music and that kind of thing. There's just so much happening as it sort of bounces around the room. And I think a lot of different various Suits employees come in and try to introduce themselves to you, and kind of plays off of that excitement that you're having as you're like, because I feel like Aurora is a very personable person, right? Like would absolutely
Yes.
be very polite when the people came in and would like interact with them in response. And so I think it kind of leans into that sort of excitement that you're feeling. There's very much a welcoming feeling from a lot of the people here at Suits.
Yes. Like it's definitely like they are very polite when it and trying their best to like accommodate for everybody, but also like just make sure they were acknowledged and not ignored. Like trying to be overly polite.
So
I guess a little people pleasy.
Exactly. So this is where I get to something I get to do as a GM or as a in this game, and something that I will be doing, and I'm going to be very upfront about. It's because it is one of the few ways that I get to affect y'all. Is on a miss, one of the things that I can do is affect your labels. And usually, if you have an idea and there's no hard move I can make, I will move your labels. So I think as a result of this, I'm going to move your mundane up by 1 and your superior down by 1.
Okay.
And, you know, labels in this game shift all the time. And I think that just makes sense for the way that you're interacting with this scene. So that is something I will sometimes do is you describe your character and I can shift labels, and that happens on a miss. All right. As they're kind of going around, as people are kind of or as you all are introducing yourselves and your abilities, are there any other little moments, or does anyone else want to try to read into Wave?
I think Noah is just so overwhelmed by the everything that is happening. Just this being so different than his usual day to day that he's not really focused on anything except just, you know, being in the moment. If someone like comes up to him and talks to him, he'll be polite and talk back to them, but he's just absorbing right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, then I feel as everyone kind of introduces themselves, the handler once again, Mass, sort of claps their hands together. Well, now that we've gotten the introductions all in order, we have 2 last pieces of business. One will be you as a team leader, you have the final say, but all of you will be picking your first assignment. We have a couple of ones here that we've written up. Any of these are fine. One of them is a training assignment that is pretty well run in the organization, and it involves one of the heroes in the organization acting as a false villain, and all of you stepping in to deal with them and essentially running through a training exercise of how you would handle a villain scenario. The other potential first mission for you all is that there is a series of small disturbances in the local residential area just north of the wash. We can go there and we can see how you all handle investigating a situation and potentially dealing with whatever threat or thing that might happen as a result there. The last option that we have for you all is physical combat exercises interpersonally between the group of you. Which sounds the most interesting between the group?
I'll say, as a Tory de facto leader, that I recommend we take the real experience. You learn out in the field. You don't learn in a training montage thing. No, you gotta go learn in the field and pick up how to do it there. So I recommend the second mission, but I'm more than willing to. I'm a good hands-off teacher. You know, I'll let y'all make your final says and cast your votes.
Well, I mean, that would just be like going back to what I'm used to, so I can accept that.
But I'm not a citizen. I don't. Can I vote?
Yes.
Everyone gets a say.
I just as a awareness, have you not filled out your citizenship application? They're very easy. I'd be happy to walk you through it after this.
Oh, yes, actually. Any help would be appreciated.
Oh yeah. Immigration here is very easy and they're very accepting. Stares at the
Yeah, they
fucking
keep
camera.
trying to shoot me for some reason. I just don't understand.
Yeah, no, that's not like normal. That's not how people should be. Is acting aggressively towards people who are new, and definitely not happening here in this locale. Again, I think you got really unlucky where you landed.
Yeah, I think things have been a little rough.
Well, hopefully we can eventually find out who it was that shut you down, and perhaps bring them to S.U.I.T.S justice.
Whatever pleases you.
Kind of nod at you. Well, if there are no objections, I will put in the report to S.U.I.T.S and have all of you finished your onboarding paperwork? And kind of looks at the group of you, and it just this is like making this up on the spot. The onboarding paperwork, you would have either been given it like last night as like when you were entering the S.U.I.T.S housing, or it would have been like sent to you, or you would have done it like right as you arrived here today. And I guess more of the question is, did anyone not do it? Would anyone not have done their paperwork?
Fix-It didn't know there was paperwork.
Absolutely, that makes sense, yeah.
I
What?
think it would depend on whether or not paperwork was able to be delivered to me or not.
I think Aurora hand delivered it
Yeah,
to
I
you.
think
Oh, okay,
Aurora
okay.
would have brought it to you.
Okay, then I probably would have filled it out.
In which case, anyone who would have filled it out, you get to describe a super suit for yourself. And we're gonna we're gonna go backwards across the line, but we do get to describe all of you suiting up for the first time and heading out on your first mission together. Everyone except Mr. Fix-It, you are stuck with your normal super outfit of just construction gear.
That is his super outfit, so
Yeah,
it is
exactly. You're just like,
that's
oh,
fair.
okay, that's fine with me. But we're gonna go backwards this time. So Wink, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, sure, I could do that really quick. Yes. So Wink's superhero outfit is, it's kind of strange. It's not really something that you'd expect would be built for a combat scenario. It is very big. Noah is sort of a bigger guy already, but the outfit makes him look even bigger. He's got sort of like it looks almost like a quilted medieval gambeson underneath, and a large, very fluffy looking overcoat on top of that. It looks very much padded, with sort of like a interchanging diamond pattern, sort of deep purple and lighter lavender sort of colors. Very soothing, very relaxing. It even smells a bit like lavender. He's got very comfy looking house slippers that have been reinforced to be field safe and applicable. He's got on very comfy looking pants. A hood that is raised up over his face, and he's got, and this is my favorite part, a night mask over his eyes that he can see through. And whenever his powers activate, the night mask shuts off and it becomes a blackout mask.
That is really good. I think we have a small scene of you, as you're suiting up, you're actually given a directive to head over to the Independent Research Institute, and you are given, as your per your success last time, you're given a small device that you can set a timer for, essentially giving yourself a control over how long you can fall asleep. You fall asleep for.
I think Noah is pretty. He's still very overwhelmed in this moment. He's like, wow, this is all really starting to come together now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I
he's-
definitely think that makes sense.
Yeah, he's on cloud 9. He's elated.
I think there's just one small like little bit there is the as you're heading out, liftoff just kind of gives you the remember, it kind of grabs literally just like a small little baggie and hands them to you, and it's just full of earplugs. I recommend having these in your ears and anyone else's for the alarm, just because it can be loud.
Oh, sure, yes. Will it? It'll just be me that's hearing it, though, right?
Yes, but it is a sonic. It is still a sonic device that will, if anyone else is too close, it will potentially pop eardrums. Just maybe just have these on you.
His jaw sort of like goes slack a little bit, and he just goes, "Oh, well."
We're still ironing out the details.
Yes,
the
I
kinks
will.
in it, yeah.
And he like opens a flap in his bag, like a secure pocket underneath his coat for these. I will keep these in mind.
Yeah, if it pop, what's a pop eardrum in the super business? You know what I mean?
If
No, please,
you say so.
please take care of your ears. That was a joke. That was a joke. Yeah.
No,
Please take care
I
of
hear
them.
you. Yeah, I will definitely be wearing these. Yes.
Good.
Most
good.
assuredly.
Good idea. Good idea. You take care now. Good luck on your first mission.
Yep. He just looks down at the earplugs like, what have I gotten myself into?
I think we see you closing the
Goddamn
hand
you,
over
hero
them.
complex.
Yup. Hand closes over them, and we kind of see that a hand closing over a piece of Wave's equipment. Wave, if you want to describe your actual funded by Suits superhero outfit, if there are any changes or anything, if you want to have if you want to do the montage of suiting up, this can be different for all of you, or just kind of quick. It depends.
So, going from what was essentially a little bit of super equipment surrounded by copious amounts of tattered civilian clothing, Wave, now still keeping that same vest, had turned over the technology that was integrated with it to Suits, and in return has now received an actual outfit that still kind of keeps along to the lines that they had before. They have large, sort of heavy-duty looking boots. Also, they are very much a beanpole underneath everything. The outfit is designed to make them look larger and intimidating, which they are not without it. So they have sort of nearly knee-high looking combat boots, right? They've gone the simple route and decided to keep jeans as their pants of choice, right? But the big thing is on top, they have a rebuilt and reconfigured vest that they wore underneath underneath their jacket, which is now actually a piece of superhero equipment and has been designed to have those same metal discs dispersed across the vest on it as well. Each of these discs resonates with their own vibrations and makes things a little easier for them. And their mask, instead of being what was essentially a piece of cloth, is now something a little harder, a little more firm, and they can actually see out of it better. And the last thing they do is they just sort of pull on a nice big deep hood. And a pair of nice well-fitting gloves. very very casual superhero look, but still superhero indeed.
Hell yeah, and we see you suiting up, meeting probably out the front door of the main Suits HQ. I think you all are. There are a few different conversations about how to get there, but those of you that can't fly are probably in the Bago. As Mr. Fix-It pulls up in their traditional, construction worker outfit, and you two hop in, and we kind of cut to the circular exit leading out of the top of Suits, where our two flying heroes leave. And Rain, if you'd like to describe, going ahead first, what your super outfit looks like, if there even is one, or what you look like in your superhero ready attire.
So the superhero attire isn't really all that much. It's mostly like some like armbands where I can have some extra like sort of like tech built into it, some alien tech. Like an ornate like belt, something kind of like a what was it? Oh god, brain fart.
Like a utility
Gorget,
belt.
like a gorget kind of thing.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Like a harness style.
And yeah, and then sort of like a cowl, like a long sort of like a cape with a more like a cloak, just to kind of like help cover a little bit more of myself, since I'm very different looking from a lot of people. And then just mostly like a kind of like a.
I mean, you're literally like a water-based being.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So I don't really need that much. So it's pretty much that, and just some extra little doodads for like storing tech or other samples and things on my person.
No, that makes perfect sense. And as you sort of rocket out, we see the way that Rain flies, as you've described for right, is like sort of rippling through the air. It's almost like the water propels itself upward and forward.
A little bit, yeah. Like I can still maintain my shape if I want to. But I can also just kind of like take a more of a watery form and move about. And like, if I don't take sort of a camouflage sort of approach, people usually mistake me for a UFO. So I have to be careful.
Yeah. There's a very like a shiny, reflective, sort of warping effect as you fly through the air. And following not long after you, Aurora. What is it like getting Aurora's outfit set up? Any special to it? Anything unique or different from her like performing outfits?
Dressing up, they are 100% inspired by the whole ribbon dress up sequences from like a Sailor Moon thing, where they just cover themselves in sparkles and then change that way. And then the outfit itself looks very akin to a ballerina outfit, mixed with a little bit of a Sailor Moon flair, in terms of like they have the little sailor cape, but it's shaped like wings, and then like they have a little like they are adorned with like pastel rainbows and star shapes and wing shapes. Those are their core shapes. There are 3 core shapes of like.
And there's some like light, like hard light patterns and stuff that sort of float around you as well, right?
Yes, hard light patterns float around their head, and then of course their own wings themselves are their like sunset, like pastel sunset color, sky colors, and then around their legs themselves, almost like braces or stockings, like the whole ballerina ribbon kind of shape, like going up their leg is the same light gradient colors of their wings.
Hell yeah. And we see the two of you rocket out. And when we come back really quick, because I'm going to take a quick break here. But when we come back, I want all of you to think about a tag for y'all's first villain that you stopped together. And so, like, think about like a tribute or a trait that you all would find interesting, as that is what we're going to be picking up with when we get back here really quickly. But I will be right back because Body hates me. But yeah, we'll take a quick break here.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna snack.
Sneak.
So wait, we're supposed to come up with what we're going to be going after, or?
I think so. I think we're supposed to come up with like
Yeah,
kind of how we did for the handler.
Exactly. Same thing you did for the handler is y'all will
Oh,
be
gotcha.
stopping your first villain as a group. And so I'd like it to, with the way that this game works, it's a lot more fun and interesting, I feel, to make characters that are important to y'all kind of collaboratively.
Yeah.
Y'all want to try doing like how we did the word association game?
Maybe. That could work.
I already
Like,
have my word.
Oh, what's your word?
Mustache.
Mustache.
Classic.
Yep.
Classic. Hey, kick it over. Kick till you want.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head at the moment. I'm sure it will come to me.
I think comically small would be a good call.
Oh, that's a good one.
A shorty.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mustache, small.
Like Waluigi. No, or
Honestly, the
Mario.
mustache has to take off like most of the face, like a huge mustache, but the very small person.
Ebek, what happened? Smile.
We're trying to figure out our foe.
The stinkiest man alive.
Stinky. And now I kind of see him as someone who just takes on that persona completely and fully, with either a raccoon vibe or a skunk vibe.
Ray, you are picking up exactly the same thing I am. Y'all have been talking about this. I've been sitting over here just like, and I think that's a very fun thing, is because like the tags that y'all gave me for Mask was literally Mask, and so I was like, oh, it'd be fun. What if that's their superhero name? But it was like professional, oddball, new to suits, glasses, serious sweet tooth, and I just took it in, okay, alien time. And I do love the sort of like, y'all give me a bunch of prompts and then I have to come up with a character from it. It's been a lot of fun for me, and I hope y'all are enjoying the other side of it.
Oh yeah.
It's like ad-libbing, basically. It's fun.
I mean, this game, more than any other TTRPG that I have fucked with, is very much just like ad-lib loose roleplay with some rules. And, you know, for what it needs to be for a superhero game, I think that's exactly what it needs to be, right?
Yeah.
I think you can do superhero games more technical, and I think there's absolute validity to that, but I think a lot of superhero stories are less technical and more emotional. So, mustachioed. Short. Smelly. Leans into it. All right. Are we waiting for anyone else? Do we have anyone else that I have not heard
I'm
from
back.
Connor? Connor might have gotten up.
I didn't hear Connor's suggestion.
I'll wait another minute or two while we stretch some things out, but I'm excited.
I really needed a snack. I was hungry, so I just quickly munching.
Good.
Quietly.
Hope you eat. All right, quick check-in. Do we have most everyone?
I'm here.
Here.
Present.
Yeah.
Okay, still waiting on Connor.
I'm back.
All right, never mind. Not waiting on Connor. Turn off the returning
Apologies.
shortly.
I was
No,
bringing groceries.
no apologies needed, friend. We just did not want to
Very
start
well.
without you.
Apology redacted.
Good. I didn't want it in the first place.
I'm never sorry.
Can I have it?
Sorry,
Hey,
not
I don't know.
Sorry,
It's not
I
up
wish you
to
could
me.
have it since none of us are using it.
Yeah, you know, I think that's fine. I think you can take it. That's okay with me.
I don't want a good apology to go to waste.
Yeah, no, that's
In fact,
fair.
I perfect parry your apology.
Oh shit! All right, hit us with the action boppy.
Oh, we didn't get Connor's thing.
Connor, do you have a suggestion for our villain that we are going to be playing with today? My action figure that I get for the session. Currently, we have mustachioed, short, smelly, and leans into it.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to look at the screen. Yeah, I was thinking as I was bringing in groceries. Yeah, he's a villain's villain. He does the shit for the love of the game.
He does the shit for the love of the game. Yeah. All right. Y'all are kind of on your way to this residential area just north of the Wash. There's been a series of reports that have been happening around here of what was originally thought to be just like a rodent problem, right? Holes were being dug into people's like houses and stuff. There were like holes in the walls, holes in the floor, holes into attics and stuff like that. And at first it was just like, okay, there's a pest problem. When the ACAB went down there, the Association for Community Assistance in Banking, which is sort of the like general community services organization in the setting. So when the ACAB went down there to like check it out, all they really were, they were like, hey, you know, it's just kind of rodent. They were kind of cleaning it up. And then the reports of burglarization started happening. Like people were losing important items. And it wasn't, the worst part it was, and the thing that kind of is the reason why they're sending out a S.U.I.T.S team, is it wasn't like like expensive items like you would expect people from like a capitalist slum to steal. It wasn't useful items. It was sentimental items, like items that meant a lot to the individuals who were stolen from. And there is, while you're on your way there, a kind of comes in through the radio as we've had another break-in report at one of the buildings in the residential area. Those of you that are on your route, just giving you the address now. As one of actually, it would be kind of talking like this because it would be your handler that's kind of coming through, and as they give you the information, and you make your way up to the situation. And just for the sake of interest, which one of you wants to get cold clocked out the gate?
It'd be really funny if I did and brought the scene to the screeching halt.
Okay, I do love that.
If anybody wants to, they may interject.
No, I'll take that hit.
I do think, because that leads to such a funny follow-up, is y'all kind of get out of the van and the two flying superheroes kind of land on either side of you, and you have your first like superhero team moment where you guys are like walking up the lawn towards the building that was just burglarized from, and then there's kind of a like scratching sound and a little bit of a rumble, and from the ground beneath you, like a little like Bugs Bunny like dirt tunnel pops up, and leaping from underneath in a full-on, like, they have like the raccoon burglar mask on, they have like raccoon stripes all down their body, and they just come with like a Shoryuken uppercut right on Wink's jaw, just completely blindside hit, and all of you immediately lose consciousness. Like everyone, the whole team just and I think about 5 minutes later, Wink.
Do I need sleep?
Okay, that is a good question. That's you, up to you. Do you need sleep?
I don't think I do, but maybe just out of like general what? I just pretend like.
Oh my god, that's so funny. So I think as everyone goes down. And you just kind of look around, you're like, oh, is this like a cultural thing? And
like,
we see
I'm trying to be a team player, you know?
No way.
It's just so funny, just crack! Thud, 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 thud.
And I just kind of shrug and go, okay.
Okay, and I like the idea that you just like lie down. Like everyone else like hits the ground hard, and you just like literally, You just, I think you get like a nice 5 minutes, Rain, where you're just like looking up at the sky, some snoring around you, everyone's just kind of relaxed. And then the kind of groans is, and this villain kind of pushing themselves off the ground. You can see as they look up towards you, they have a full-on like snidely whiplash curly mustache on. And they kind of blink a little bit. Who dares do that to the greatest thief who's ever lived?
Yeah.
I think you did it to yourself. You hit the wrong person.
What?
Don't worry
That's
about
how
it.
we fight bad guys.
Oh,
Loud snoring. So loud.
okay. All right. All right. Put your dukes up. We're gonna kick your ass.
Another day in the wash. I raise my hands up.
And how do y'all want to engage with this villain who just throws dukes up in front of you, like picking themselves off the ground, maybe 3.5 feet tall, in ostensibly a raccoon furry outfit, with just like the face visible.
Amazing.
Is he wearing a onesie?
Yeah, the equivalent to like a onesie, like the Mario Taniki outfit.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Actually,
I should.
Taniki Mario is an absolutely great touchstone for this character.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, what now? Okay, so question, very
Yeah.
important for my character. Does he look just kind of terrible, or is it kind of cute?
Yes.
Okay, then
It's kind.
Both.
He looks
All right.
kind of like a horrible gremlin. He's completely covered in dirt as well because like his power is tunneling, and so he like so there's an aspect of like that they're a little dirt gremlin, but there's also, especially if you saw him from the side or behind, he would just look like a little furry dude, like a bipedal raccoon.
Okay, I am very susceptible to cute things, so without any malice, I'm gonna go up to him and just like hug it and like smother him like into me, but like accidentally suffocating him.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh
Okay. That sounds like you are
The freak or
yeah, regardless of what happens, that's a freak roll, right? Like that is being absolute freak.
It's like, oh no, I have to. Let's see here.
All right, roll it up. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Okay. So that is a miss.
I'm
but
so full of potential. What do I do?
you would you don't actually. Well, you will mark
No.
potential no matter what because any miss marks potential in the way that I'm running this game. But this is an opportunity. You guys did. I will technically count him as a dangerous foe. So you guys do have 5 team points, and anyone can spend a team point to add a +1 to another's roll, but you have to actually be able to help and describe how you're helping.
Okay, I can get this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna assist because I already assume he's gonna try and scamper. So I gently vibrate the ground beneath him to trap his feet, so he's kind of stuck in place for it.
Okay, so as you kind of lean down, Rain kind of goes, "Oh, so cute," and like goes down for a hug, and like immediately does like a cold turn, like tries to clock you, Rain, and the fist just goes into your like watery body. You're like, "What? What the hell? What?" And as they're kind of turning, they like go to leap away from you, and then they and they look down, and their feet are very much stuck, and you wrap yourself around them. I am gonna actually call this a wield your powers. So that is gonna use an extra team. So that's 2 team for this maneuver, which is totally fine. That's exactly what it's there for. And they are currently not necessarily like in perpetuity, but they are currently neutralized. Neutralize an opponent or threat at least for now. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I'm going to give you all a choice here as a group and as heroes. This is where you guys kind of get a choice. Do y'all want the encounter to end pretty much here, or do y'all want there to be a complication, an interruption, or something else that happens to increase the danger or excitement in this scene? Because like I'm totally fine ending it there when like a party absolutely just fucking trounces something like that. That's great. I'm fine with it. But I also want to make it like clear, this is your first setting. Do y'all want there to be more of a complication?
I do think it would be funny if something went wrong, but
yeah,
I leave it up. I leave it up to the rest of you to agree or disagree.
What's
I
wrong
agree.
with a little chaos?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
We
here,
love a little chaos.
so they're kind of like fighting, but they manage to pull their head out of Rain just for a little bit, and they just kind of start going. And you're just like, all of you are kind of looking at him for a second, and then you hear rustling, and you hear the kind of shifting of bushes as raccoons begin making their way towards the party, whole in masse, just tons of it. And then you see possums and other various small mammals just sort of making their way. And before going back under, and it's just, "Avenge me, my brother!" As you all are beset upon by vicious animals.
Oh, there's
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god, they're so cute! Oh god! As like one of them just bites your finger hand.
This is when Mr. Fix-It wakes up
getting bit on the nose. Like, what?
I love the idea of one just on top of you, just.
He's not.
Easy turn. Get him
He's
all
just
down.
diverting. Starts throwing them in different directions.
Absolutely. It sounds like anyone who would like is allowed to directly engage a threat here.
Let's see.
Am I still asleep at this point?
I would say you've woken up. I would say you're waking up. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I thought we couldn't wake up unless Wink was up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the squirrels are going into his hoodie now.
Yeah, that'll wake up.
Just slapping me awake. Squirrel! It just screams.
Is the squirrel video that's been going around? The one squirrel attacking the guy and his dog out on the porch, just like,
Oh my gosh.
just full fucking assault. Anyone who would like to is welcome to directly engage a threat here, plus danger.
Okay. Because I leveled up in my potential.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got the another passive move, called stage fighting.
Mm-hmm.
When you directly engage a threat with an audience watching, which I'm going to account the group being an audience, as also this being like a review.
Yeah. You guys have the handlers watching. I think a couple of people have like come out of the nearby houses and are filming this.
Yes, that works really good. Mark a condition to roll superior instead of danger. I think they're gonna feel maybe a little insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, this is their first time really engaging in a fight.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
usually they do a lot of support stuff, so.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
And they're gonna try to, like, do a pirouette and just whip off some of the critters from
and like, you know, this is we're not trying to do violence against animals. You guys aren't like fucking tearing apart. You guys are more trying to the engaging a threat here is trying to not hurt the animals as you guys are
it's swatting them off, but
exactly.
Not harm.
Just I just want to be very clear that we're not having a combat where we just beat the shit out of a bunch of animals. I think the difficulty here is that y'all are heroes and aren't wanting to hurt them and are having to basically disable a bunch of animals that are trying to attack you without hurting them. I think that's the actual threat that's happening.
Yeah, it's just like,
but with a 7 to 9
ribbons and try to like grab some.
So you get to resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Give an opportunity for my allies.
It
seems like the most Aurora thing.
Yeah, I think as you were describing the light ribbons, I think there is you create like one extremely long light ribbon and it wraps around a whole bunch of the larger animals, giving all of your allies a chance to do something here. And in this moment, you're kind of passing it to the rest of the group. Aurora is restraining a lot of the animals. I think the as they've called themselves, the greatest thief ever to live is still struggling to get out of Rain's grip. What are the rest of y'all doing? What do we kind of see from the rest of y'all in this scene?
Wave will take this opportunity, seeing a bunch of them bound up, to second verse same as the first, because now they're restrained. Wave will vibrate the ground and trap a bunch of them and their little feet and paws in the dirt so they can't move anymore.
Absolutely. So I'm going to have you roll. And so this is reshaping your environment. So this is going to be an Unleash Your Powers roll. So this is plus freak from you as well.
Yeah. I have no pluses or penalties. Go. Yo.
Oh!
Let's go. Not bad.
Holy
Let's
shit.
go. 13 full hit.
Nice.
On a 13 full hit, you to overcome on a 7 to 9. No. You literally, for a full hit on this, it is just exactly how you describe. So a lot of the other remaining like smaller animals that were not easily wrapped up in the ribbon are put in like little earth domes, or some of their feet are like that. Maybe you like with your wave soften it up to the point of like almost like liquid, like mud, and they kind of get stuck in that before firming it back up. There's as a lot of them are getting stuck, and so this is where the villain gets to actually make a move, as this is something that I can do here. I'm marking a condition on them, as I gotta make a character sheet for our new villain. Y'all have a fun idea for the name of this villain, the little raccoon guy?
What was that? Aqua?
Stinker.
Stinker.
Oh, Stinker. Gotcha.
I'm gonna go with the name Trash Bandit for now.
That works.
That's
that works.
amazing.
The Trash Bandit.
I'm gonna put them in my villain section, and
I really want to find a pun that is the akin to Hamburglar.
I was thinking
Like,
the exact
that's what
same
I'm
thing,
looking
but I
for in my
could not think
brain.
Of anything.
So I'll be cooking on that. So, yeah.
all right, custom and playbook. All right, and there is to steal shit is their drive. All right. As they have now been marked on their stuff, they are going to make a villain move. Okay. They got hit hard, no, mark a condition. Yep, they mark a condition. So I'm gonna say they're angry and afraid right now. So that's 2 conditions marked, and then from y'all, restraining all their allies and restraining them as well. Don't think they have to fight villains in a fight. Condition move. Okay, afraid and angry. Vent through unthinking, break the environment, shut down a conversation, lash out at any vulnerability, afraid, hide. Okay, yeah. As they've been marked with a condition, they're going to flee from danger or difficulty. And I think... Oh, no. It's more interesting to plead for mercy. And I think, Rain, as this person, as you're like holding them and they're kind of struggling in your grasp, etc., they kind of pull out from the from your body at one point and just, oh, please, I can't, I'll never do it again, please. They like give you the big sort of like puppy dog eyes.
I just did a little, oh, and it's like,
let them go immediately. You put them on the ground again. Oh shit, that worked. And they leap in the air and do the Bugs Bunny like dive into the ground, and they start tunneling away.
But can
Rain.
fix it?
Sorry.
Can I actually use one of my moves real quick?
I go, oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
absolutely. Yeah.
I also have
Okay.
a gravity ability too. I could
Ooh.
use.
Well, maybe Rain and Fix It do it in tandem.
Yeah.
That works.
So I got a thing called, what is it? When you provoke someone with, it's called You've Got Your Head Where You Don't Need It. Yeah, it's a bull ability. When you provoke someone with obvious threats, you can show or shows a force. Use danger instead of superior. So I think Fix It just like, get back here, you dang vermin! And is like literally punching the ground where the tunnels are, trying to
roll
collapse
provoke
them.
someone. Yeah.
So that would be
You varmint.
danger. Varmint, get back here, you little
And
vermin.
that's danger because of your passive move.
7.
Hey.
7. All right. On a 7 to 9, they can choose one. They stumble, you take +1 towards them. They err, you gain a critical opportunity, or they overreact, you gain influence over them. So I'll say if you choose overreact, they absolutely re-engage you specifically. Oh wait. No, that's on a certain. No, that is accurate. That is accurate for them.
Is there anything
So
I can do to do
go
like a
ahead.
layup for it?
Layup.
Oh, is there anything I can?
Yeah, they err. You gain a critical opportunity.
Perfect. That one.
Okay, so they immediately dive away, and you're like, "Hey, get back here, you varmint!" And they leap out from behind, they come out of a tunnel behind you, and they like leap onto your back. And while they're on your back, you like would expect them to like hit you or do something, but they just start yelling in your ear, Mr. Fixer. Just see, it's not fun. It's not fun when someone makes something really loud in your home, and just starts yelling in your ear. And they're like so petty in this moment that Rain, you get an opportunity.
Okay, and then from here I'd be like, down, and then using my water, I basically like form a bubble around him, and like using sort of like a density control.
Yeah.
Sort of like create like a gravity well within it to like hold him.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Or, like, try to detain him.
absolutely. I think that is. I think there's an opportunity has already been made for you. This is going to be another wield your powers. So I'm going to have you once again roll plus freak. And it is going to spend a team, but because I think this makes sense. The two of you are teaming up here.
So then, is there a bonus, or is it just Ed?
It's just the using a team allows you to use the more powerful move, which is wield your powers.
Okay.
So you just get better effects with wield your powers versus unleash your powers. So that's what spending the team does. So roll me plus freak.
Okay.
Full hit. Absolutely.
Finally.
A 10 plus you choose 2. So you get to take a hold of something vulnerable, create something useful from your environment, or neutralize an opponent for now. So this is absolutely neutralizing an opponent. Do you want to take hold of something vulnerable, which I think also makes sense, or create something useful from your environment?
So create a basically using this gravity will create like a water cell to keep them detained, like a capture capsule kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So not only are they neutralized, but there is a like sphere of water that is now on the battlefield that you can use to capture things in, basically a water bubble. A la Naruto. All right, that absolutely works. I'm going to roll a condition on him, or I'm not roll a condition. I'm going to mark a condition on him because that another move has been done to him. As the condition I'm going to mark now, he already made a move in fear, and I think this is now hopeless. So I'm going to check what hopeless moves he can make really quickly. Oh, yeah. Yeah. At this point, well, he's kind of in the bubble. As you put the bubble up around him, you just see him kind of cross his arms and like cross his legs and sit and just like start float, like kind of rotating slowly while in the bubble, as he seems to be almost pouting. Like he seems to have given up and is pouting about it.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Wink, is there a scene or a moment you want to have here as you're like slowly getting up? Because I think while he gives up, that is when the larger rodents break out of the restraint that Aurora has been holding. So it's kind of the moment that he's captured in full. You all are beset upon by the creatures once more.
Does it look like I could get to the larger rodents in time just with my own body before they reach a majority of the group? Because we've got the villain captured, but he doesn't want to activate his power and have him escape again potentially. So he's weighing options in his head at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's gonna to do so in an effective way would require a move, and it's going to be unleash your powers here as you are attempting to overcome an obstacle.
All right, I will unleash my powers.
So this is going to be a freak.
I'm a freak.
I'm a freak.
I'm a freak. Oh,
that's another full hit. So you tell me how we see Wink basically neutral. I think you give kind of like a you've got him in the prison, like get away from here, and because they're all kind of, I guess they're all centralizing towards the water bubble. I think Rain, you're able to fly straight up with the villain. And you kind of give a warning to everyone. And Wink, I want you to describe what it looks like as you sort of get everyone away and all of you watch as Wink single-handedly neutralizes the onslaught of minions on you.
I think Wink is still, like, dazed, not quite concussed, but he's still, like, reeling from getting shoryukened by this guy. And so he's, like, shaking his head, trying to stop the spinning. And he looks up and he sees the villain has been captured. And there's a moment where he's like, oh, did they do it without me? Did they even really need me? Was I a hindrance here?
Yeah.
And then he looks past them and he sees all of the rodents that have broken loose and are charging towards the bubble now. And without even thinking, his legs move and he is already making his way towards them. And his powers can't activate unless he is asleep. So he just charges literally head first into all of these rampaging raccoons and skull checks them with his own head to the point that he knocks himself out again.
Oh, you're gonna have some serious concussion after this.
He's gonna have a serious concussion, but he's like, I've got to contribute. I'm going for it.
That's amazing.
And he just full diving headbutts one of these things.
So I think we see this big fuck off raccoon. It has like a scar over one eye, has a little bandana on that says Trash Bandit's favorite on it.
Oh, shit.
And it's very clearly his like number one raccoon. And yeah, just looks at you and it just starts running towards you, and there's a like wave of rodentia behind him, and as you leap towards, the two of you collide heads, and then this wave of rodents just sort of all falls asleep, and you guys look back and literally with like almost a blanket, a leaf pile of rodents all now asleep in a pile on top of Wink. Wink's kind of hand, I think, sticking out of the bottom is just pile of unconscious rodents and Wink. As you are able to, as the rest of you as a group, retreat and otherwise return the villain to the proper authorities for investigation and returning of the various stolen items, and are able to successfully solve this situation.
We did it!
Yippee!
Pulls out
Good
light
job.
pom-poms.
Mm-hmm.
That was successful. Claps once.
You look so comfy.
When do we wake him up?
Let's move the critters first.
Well, how do we do that?
Well, we can just pick up the critters, I think.
I basically just moved
No.
my water cell and it just kind of like takes them in.
Yeah,
It's like a little vacuum.
you Katamari
basically.
the fucking
Yeah.
rodents with the
And to be clear, like they're either their heads are going to be sticking out of the ball so they get air, or they'll have like a little bubble.
Yeah, I
around their
imagined
head.
it having like a pocket of air in the center.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love the idea of each of them having their own individual little air bubble around the head while they're floating in the water. So you can still have the like kind of arms crossed, glaring,
Yeah.
angry face of Trash Panda with a little bubble over his head, just kind of slowly rotating in the middle of the water prison. And I think all of you return successfully to Suits. This is where, as you all return successful, I kind of want to get a little vignette from all of you as we sort of see you all returning. I think maybe a couple people give you like high fives. I think a video or two has surfaced of like more entertaining parts of the fight online. And I'm going to go down the line, and I think I'm going to try to switch this up more interesting, but we're going to go down the Discord call this time to keep things swapped up and kind of describe what we see from each character as they kind of return. And you can describe, doing this as part of the group, or you can be like, oh yeah, and afterwards I go off and do this other thing. It can be, whatever you feel, but I think having a little character moment to kind of put a pin on it makes a lot of sense here. So Akka, why don't you take us away?
So I'm sitting there feeling just like really nervous at all the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like, are they gonna shoot me again? But
I think at
also
some
just
point
kind of-
someone raises like a gun-shaped thing, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And then they pull a thing on it, and it's a confetti thing. Like it's one of those.
Yeah, and I'm over here like getting triggered, like.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like looking back at the fight too, and just kind of observing the creatures now in the watery spherical prison, just kind of thinking to myself that like, oh, this is really convenient. This is a nice way to do this. Yeah, I'm glad I thought of this, because he smelled a high heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of using this as also a
did.
means of like giving him a bath. To be honest.
Oh my god,
that's why
so
I
funny.
did it.
I think we've slowly, as he's been kind of like rotating in it, it's almost been acting like a washing machine, and the
Yeah.
like pure clear,
No.
the pure clear water has slowly gotten to like a sludgy brown color, like brown green color.
Ew, stinky.
Yes, stinky. Haha, poopy.
You notice
So,
that like
yeah, I
sections
noticed.
that were like completely brown on the stripes were actually kind of like a off-white beforehand, and they've just been so dirty.
Yeah.
No, he's gunk blasting.
He's gunk blasting
not the
everywhere.
gunk.
But you bring him to the A cab for people to properly interrogate, find out where he's like kept all the stolen things, and it turns out that this character is and from the wash, and they are given the option. They can return to the wash if they wish, because or they can be registered in the city. So after returning all the things, I think there's like, you bring them there, and there's some interrogations and everything. We kind of have a small vignette of them returning some of the stolen goods to the ACAB, and then them returning to the wash as a inhuman restraint for nonviolent crimes is inhumane. And they kind of give you a little bit of a glare and do the like points in their eyes, points at you, I'll be back sort of energy.
So wait, we're handing them off to them, or
yeah, I think the ACAB is where you would normally hand off villains to be kind of processed, to essentially for them to decide how to handle the crime and everything. And I think as you're handing them off, they're giving you the like,
Right.
I'll be back sort of like glare.
very important though, as I'm doing so, without much forethought, but I handed them off. They're all washed up now, and they hand them over.
Oh, so good. Throw them in the wash. All right. what about you, Wink? What's your little vignette as we return and put the villain in or give the villain to the proper detectives and authorities?
I think he's got a phone and he's just like scrolling social media, seeing all of the news coming out about their group, about him specifically, and he's just seeing what people are saying about him.
I think you're like there's a few different posts. You know, there's one where it's like I think there are a few like joking ones that probably sting. You know how like when people are just being silly online and they're not actually like meaning to be mean, but they say something kind of offhanded that reads kind of, if you're insecure, it can read as a creator sort of, and you know, creator, but in this case hero, it can read sort of not the way it was probably intended. So there's maybe a couple like, oh yeah, look, I can knock out all my enemies in one blow, and then it shows them knocked, like you passed out on the ground. Sort of like, you know, a couple memes here and there. But I think
they're making memes out of me.
Yep. I think you find one or two comments.
Oh, they have like one that's just already circling. It's just like fucking mood, just like sleeps.
Mood, and it's like, yeah, everyone's in danger.
But Wink shows up and knocks everybody out for the duration of it.
Yep. And it's just like 3 minutes of silence of snoring in the back of like the story.
Incredible.
In fact, there's already a gif of you headbutting the raccoon, and it says "aim and mirror."
I have a project now.
But I do think you find one comment online that maybe strikes you a little bit different, because it's someone being silly but also kind of supportive. They have a comment that's akin to, you know, maybe not phrased exactly this way, but very similar to, oh, y'all, pun intended, but I think y'all are sleeping on this hero. Someone to watch for the future.
I think after reading that comment, particularly, Wink is ecstatic. He's for the first time since getting his powers in the first place, he feels like it's worth it.
As you're kind of like thinking about that, you actually look at who posted it. There's that, you're like, what's the username? And you see that someone's already taken a username based off of your hero name, and the username is Catching a Wink, and it actually has like a one of the memes of you as their like profile picture.
I think he just starts crying.
Is that like in the back of the Winnebago? Like, are you with the other two when that happens?
No, this is definitely he's reeling like after everything is done. Yeah. Like he's concussed. He's his chin hurts. He's checking to see if he's missing any teeth, and he's just like, oh man, I hope this place is fucking dental.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Yeah.
This is definitely like a quiet moment after everything is said and done. He finds himself like alone in his room or something, and he's just scrolling through his phone, like about to actually fall asleep when he sees this, and he just starts, you know, silently crying to himself.
Yeah, I think it's like putting the phone down on the chest and just like looking up at the ceiling in the room before going to bed, and having that sort of quiet, not a bad cry, but a quiet cry to yourself. Yeah, I really like that. What about you, Gaius? AKA Wink, or not Wink, Wave. See, I told you it wouldn't be the last time.
The W brothers living together. But how many people are around? Is it just like?
There's a small crowd that has. So, like, are we talking about at the encounter or when y'all return to suits? Like,
I'll just like what like at the encounter. That's sort of par for the course. They sort of just help clean up there, but like when they get back, you said there's like a small crowd there, right?
Yeah. It's the kind of thing, especially for a like new hero team successfully, you know, solving a problem that was actually probably bigger than they expected. Like, they weren't expecting an actual villain to be there. Y'all handled the situation well. You know, the person didn't get away. Everyone was okay by the end of it. So I do think that there's like a few maybe one or two other teams that are there. I think there's a how. This is a good question. How aware of the like superhero politics is Wave, being from the Wash?
Tertiarily, because they stayed in the Wash mostly to stop people from figuring out who they are. So
tertiarily, I think you would recognize another relatively well-known superhero. They are not quite at a premier level, but they're close to the running for them. Do you have an idea for the superhero? Or do you want it to be an established character from one of the other games? But I think the idea of like a sort of well-established hero that isn't someone that we're associated with yet, sort of giving you almost a agnostic commendation makes sense here and would be narratively interesting. Do you have an idea of who they would be, or do you want me?
I don't have an idea of who they would be. No, but okay. That sounds good.
Do you want them to be more of the classic heroic type, or more of the like showy heroic type? Classic heroic type. Got it. I think as you are coming back in, as you guys are returning, there's a hero that's on their way out. They're really well known in suits. They're up for one of the premier, voting for the new premier hero for the South NC is something that's going to be actually happening probably tonight. You think that there's an announcement at the community event center, and this is one of the heroes that's up for the running there. A hero by the name of Carbon Rider. They are in kind of dark gunmetal gray, almost carapace-like outfit, and they have this like kind of techie looking belt on, almost like a bug aesthetic, like a pill bug aesthetic sort of going on, like plates on the back and that kind of thing. And as
Common Rider.
Yeah, literally Pillbug Common Rider. As you're kind of making your way in, this very stoic, honestly very well known for not being very personable hero gives you that like sort of respect nod as they're making their way out, you guys are making your way in, and would like look at the group of you and just give you all just a very firm nod.
Upon clocking this, Wave would feel an immense amount of varying emotions well within them, because they've always wanted to do the hero thing. They've always wanted to do the hero thing officially, and they follow superheroes, so they know who this guy is to some degree, right? Right?
Easily one of the more famous superheroes from New Columbia.
So there's just this moment of like walking in with the group, and then after receiving the nod, Wave sort of freezes on the spot and like enters that like deer in a headlight moment where they are firmly like processing what just happened, right? Only then to realize that their group has sort of moved forward a little bit. The other hero has walked past, and they end up feeling a little silly and a little embarrassed, but they have a big dumb smile on their face, and they sort of run up and just sort of like stick close to Mr. Fix-It in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Do you look back at Carbon Rider? Like, do you have that like sort of double take moment? As you look back, you see Carbon Rider is like not arms crossed, but is kind of like one hand on the hip, kind of watching the group of you all kind of enter. And the two of you actually make, like, it's not just like the nod at the group of you're pretty sure you make eye contact. You can't see through the visor. They are one of the only Common Riders that or writers, as we should put it, that shows a little bit of the face. They like their mouth is out, and you can kind of see that. And they're a little bit of a smile, like crooks up, like just a little bit of a, and they give you a like 2-finger sort of salute, like a I'll see you sort of. They strike a pose, and then they're a line as they're gone.
So Wave has that moment of had just run to catch up and now is like, oh, did I just get acknowledged? Did this really cool hero just acknowledge like our group? Definitely, but did they just acknowledge me to some degree? Did this just happen? And Wave like starts to like have that overwhelmed by the entire thing moment, and they sort of fall over right between everybody, just kind of onto the floor as they're just like taking it in for a minute. Definitely not used to everything that's ever happened in this situation, but kind of having that moment of maybe this is the right thing to do. Maybe I can do this, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I can be a hero, and they're just kind of like on the ground for a moment, like staring at the ceiling.
Yeah, I think we see like just a couple of other moments of you just sort of like staring off into space as you guys are getting your debrief from the handler mask as they're kind of going through everything. And I think we just see you kind of like sitting at a few different places, just sort of like looking out the window and kind of staring into space, kind of internalizing that, yeah, this is the life you're living now. You are a hero.
Yeah.
Ray, aka Aurora.
I think Aurora is trying to, of course, hide their insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
As like just part of their whole, like how they do like the whole being on stage thing. And fighting or this kind of combat for the first time and seeing all the people around. They wave, they smile. If any of their teammates feel awkward or being bombarded or overwhelmed by other people, part of them feels inclined to kind of help out with like being a buffer almost, of like just allowing them to slip away if they didn't want to talk to people, or be there as a support if they did want to talk to people. A lot of social interactions for the first time, trying to support their teammates and stuff like that.
Yeah, are you very much
Big
focused on like
smiles.
comforting and supporting those around you?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone in particular you focus on comforting and supporting? And y'all can volunteer for this if you like, or like, yeah, my character would like stand out as maybe needing that.
Yeah, like I would like someone to volunteer if possible.
I mean, I did just fall on the floor, overwhelmed with everything.
Yeah, I think you can. I think that makes sense. I think having you kind of notice this sort of starstruck nature that Wave is going through, that sort of being in the spotlight for the first time, very much like very similar to a performer after their first really good performance and having a crowd like go wild on them. A very similar sort of experience. And I'd like you to roll plus mundane, actually, for me, Aurora.
Yeah. What is this exactly?
This is comforting or supporting.
I'm gonna roll superior.
Oh yeah, you have the move that allows you to do that.
Yo,
full hit.
Let's go.
Do you want to do that scene real quick? Like, do what it looks like with you sort of like on the ground and then like you coming up and comforting, or do you want it to soft frame and just kind of outwardly describe it?
Oh, I can do the scene if
All right, then go ahead, take it away.
it's comfortable. So seeing their teammate now on the ground, like Aurora kind of floats up and just lands gently next to them. Not on their feet, but like actually like crouched. Kneeling. There we go. Like laying on their feet, sitting on their feet. There we go. Puts a hand on Wave, just like trying to see if they're okay. And hey, everything okay?
Yeah. Is that real? Did that happen?
us helping?
Yeah, that and did. Are we being acknowledged right now? Is that what's happening?
Mm-hmm. We did. It seems that we did really good.
Oh. Also internally, the fan inside of Wave is also screaming right now because, but it's just uh, I'm okay. I think I'm okay. How are you?
A little nervous about everything that happened, but other than that, I think we did pretty good, and our performance would be reviewed very nicely. It was my first time kind of doing something official like this without being prompted, so.
I mean, I've been out in the wash for a while, but me too, actually. So I feel ya.
Very nerve-wracking, but I'm very happy about what the outcome.
Me too. Don't downplay your contributions, by the way. That was really cool. Little shaky thumbs up.
Thank you. Didn't want to hurt those critters, and you did well as well.
Pulls the hood over their head and is like, "Thank you, thank you." Can I get off the floor now?
Oh yes, of course. Kind of floats back up.
Helping them up both literally, metaphorically, and physically. For the both of you, as this was a comforter support, and you can continue the scene, but just mechanically really quickly. For you, Wave, Gaius, you get to mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels. If and because you did open up, because you are like telling them what it was that was affecting you, you get to do one of those three things.
Potential up.
Potential up. For you, Ray, you get to either add a team to the team pool, or clear a condition.
I think talking it out would clear a condition. Like
Absolutely.
they were being very honest with how open they were about being nervous.
Then yeah, clear one of your
Which fits
conditions.
into their whole
Yeah.
passive ability of like, I understand, like take it from me, or yeah, take it from me. That's
and I think your condition right now, it's insecure, right? So that really like plays
Yes.
into it really well. Is like you helping pick someone else up off the ground gives you confidence.
This is going to be an interesting ask. But in that moment of getting up and having that little moment of solidarity, something occurs in Wave's mind, and they very shakily are just like, so we were both kind of on minion control. I thought you did. I thought you did really cool. They're very shakily trying to ask if you respect them, but not in a direct way, you know.
Thank you. I think we did really well. It was a little spooky, trying to handle so many critters, huh? It's just,
You guys are all signed up for rabies shots.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
should probably just check for those.
Yeah,
Like that was probably like the first thing you did after, like that's probably where this interaction is happening, is like outside of the like suits clinic, like right before you guys are getting shots.
Yeah.
But you handled it super well, and I'm glad that you were able to jump in when you did.
Yeah.
They give
That's
a big
great.
smile.
Well, they smile back and then pull their head over again because they're like, "Oops, oops, not used to this." Smile.
Wave,
Yeah.
wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with the picture?
Yes.
Yay! And they float up next to Wave and proceed to take like a little selfie with them.
You take a selfie,
Most-
you post it to, one of your social medias.
With his
And-
permission, if
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wants it. That's the thing.
Do
If
you
he says
give
no,
permission?
then they will not.
It's just my masked face under a hood, so yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and with your mask face, there's no physicality showing, nothing like that?
I look incredibly nervous and awkward, but I have a smile, so...
Are you at all and it's fine if you don't know, just are you at all recognizable?
That's a question if how many people would have known that Magnitude had a kid.
So I don't think that
Right.
many people would have necessarily known Magnitude had a kid. But I do love the idea of just we don't see this, we see you two take a picture, it kind of fades out the scene as you two are talking. We see you close the phone, and then we just see the post agnostically, and just one of the first a few other comments go up, and one of the first comments that bloop, pops up is literally hey, does this guy kind of look like Magnitude?
Panic. Absolute panic.
But we will unpack that one a little bit later. Ross, feel free to take it away, but I do actually have a hard frame for you when you are ready.
Well, I think towards the end of it, Fix-It would have just stuck to the background, letting the new heroes take the limelight, and definitely showing off everyone else's skills, and is just kind of keeping himself to the background the entire time.
I think that makes a lot of sense with the frame. We see you just sort of observing, very, very patronly, kind of encouraging the others to talk about the situation and to take the limelight as far as speaking about what happened, and well, you are the required leader due to your experience. You're definitely encouraging the others to step into that role as much as you can. And it's while you're kind of wallflowering a little bit that Mask, your guys' handler, would kind of make their way up to you and kind of put a hand on your shoulder, their 3 fingers, a little bit weightier than you may expect from their long, lithe form. I think you did a good job today. It was good to see you all work. I appreciate the method of letting them figure it out themselves as much as you can.
Well, I appreciate that, Mask. You didn't do too half bad yourself. You told us right where that men were going to be hiding out at.
Well, I am doing my best to stay up on things. A handler's job is less than half the battle. But I actually have something for you. This was passed to me by some of the S.U.I.T.S council members. They gave me an invitation for you, and they hand a cardstock to you.
Yeah, Fix-It will open it.
It is an invitation to this evening speak at the Community Event Center for the announcement of the new premier heroes for the area.
Is it a request to speak there, or is it come watch us announce who it is?
They're literally requesting you to announce it.
Oh. Did Perry send this? You gotta tell me, Mask, if Perry sent this.
Yes, I believe so.
Dag it. Yeah, tell him I'll do it.
I would be happy to do so. I'll pass the message along.
You got any idea on who they're thinking about?
Yes, actually, there is a new superhero team. They kind of made a name for themselves fighting some of a recent attack at the research facility.
Sounds like the next generation's on its way.
Absolutely. And you kind of like looking at the invitation, reading the name, or not necessarily the names have not been given to you in this, but understanding what this means, you know, ushering in the next generation. But there's also that kind of
The
piece
bittersweet.
that hangs over, of you know why this has been asked of you. You know why they're announcing new prestige heroes. You can't help but think of Ricochet.
Poor little Ricky.
And I think that, on that note, with us picking up next time with you on that, at that meeting, that's where we're going to pick up next time. That's where we're going to leave off for the day. But thank you all for your first heroic venture successfully done.
We did it!
Yay!
Yeah.
Brr-dur-dur-dur. Alrighty. Well, I am going to we can thank you very much, Ross, but we can everyone's welcome to dip out whenever you wish. Your obligations to me are here no longer, but we can do some outros if anyone wishes. We'll go reverse this time. So Connor, why don't you start us off? Reverse.
Reverse. Yeah, hello, it's me, Distortion Devil. You can find me basically everywhere at Distortion Devil, and if you can't find me there, you can probably find me on Devils and Dice Rolls, YouTube and Patreon. I've got videos in the chamber. I just need to record and edit them, but yeah. One of them is a short. But that's it for me for right now. Yeah.
Next up, we have Gaius Ghostpaws.
Hello, I am Gaius Ghostpaws. Thank you all for coming today. You can find me on Blue Sky and here on Twitch under Gaius Ghostpaws. I work on a bunch of stuff in the background, but if you're interested in seeing what I do, I stream, and my next stream is Saturday around 2 p.m. I'll be playing a game. Smile.
Go check it out.
Yo.
Our next and our best, Ross.
Hello, I'm Ross. I'm still a guy. And I'm grateful for playing with all of y'all. Thank you, Leah, for running it. And I'm going to go hit the hay.
Good night.
Good
Good evening.
night.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Have a great
everybody.
bye. Oh.
We should have done that in like barbershop quartet.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Aqua.
Aqua Sylph. Occasionally you might find me online on Twitch or occasionally Blue Sky. I need to brush that up. But yeah, just do good and be well and be good to each other and yourselves and stay hydrated.
Love yourself. Respect yourself.
All for me.
Oh shit, a rat.
And lastly, and certainly not leastly, Ray Calligraphy Inc.
Howdy. Thank you guys for coming. I have been Calligraphy Inc. I hope you guys have a great evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you may be. You can find me on various platforms. And yeah, it's been fun.
Well, thank you for all for being here. Thank you anyone who stopped by to listen to this. We are gonna be dipping out here now for the day, so we will be back. I have been amusing Thalia. You can find me other places. You found me here. And let's find someone to raid.
And thank you to our amazing DM. Our amazing
Yay.
DM who this wouldn't be possible without.
Woo!
Who the fuck's that?
Give Thalia props, because they're absolutely amazing.
Do it.
You're very sweet. I'm sending you
Here,
all to
here.
For
Skelly.
giving props.
Oh, you're the
Giving props.
boofers.
The boofers.
The dogs let themselves out.
Oh,
All right. We are gonna raid the person who's in my other masks game, running a D&D game right now. So rather appropriate. Let's raid Skeleton Alpha.
I'm gonna go quickly use the lavatory.
Yeah,
about to leave.
as usual, I'm not really much for a raid message unless one feels extremely perfect. So just go say hi and wish them the best, and you all have a lovely day. All right, gonna do the thing where I change the screen really quickly, and when I see it, then I will know. But we're right out. Bye bye now. Bye bye.
Bye bye.